The first thing Captain Alara Vuwanen noticed when the human entered her ship was a Bulge. She was a decorated commander of the Virellan fleet, a species known across the Andromeda Fringe for their sharp intellect and cold efficiency. Her vessel, the Australese Vex, had captured many strange beings over the years, but never one from the obscure blue planet known as Earth, a world still teetering between primitive war and digital enlightenment. The human, Dr. Lucas Hale, had been found drifting in a damaged escape pod near the edge of the Hadean Nebula, unconscious, his heart rate dangerously low but steady. Ilara had ordered him brought aboard for interrogation once he awoke. Now, standing before her in the metallic interrogation bay, Lucas blinked against the sterile light. His suit was torn from decompression damage, revealing muscular tissue that seemed oddly dense for such a fragile-looking species. Ilara's full eyes narrowed. "Identify yourself, Terran," she said, her voice cold yet musical. "Dr. Lucas Hale, astrobiologist, or at least I was before my ship exploded," he said with a weak smile. Her gaze drifted downward. On his waist, beneath the torn fabric, there was a distinct bulge. To her, it resembled the compact pulse weapons that mercenaries used. Smooth, cylindrical, dangerously placed for surprise attacks. Her hand instinctively went to her side arm. "Do not move, human," she ordered sharply. "You are concealing a weapon." Lucas blinked in confusion, then looked down. Realization dawned. "Wait! What? That's not... No, that's not a weapon." "Silence!" she snapped, stepping closer. Her sensor tendrils extended from her gauntlet, scanning for metallic signatures. When they detected no alloy, she frowned. Strange, organic material. She crouched slightly, studying the weapon as Lucas's face turned beet red. "Oh, for the love of... Listen, Captain, that's part of my anatomy." Her upper eyes widened. "You attach weapons to your flesh." "Not exactly," Lucas said, waving his hands frantically. "It's biological. Every male human has one." The room fell silent. Even the ship's AI, Nexa, hesitated before emitting a quiet hum of disbelief. Ilara's mandibles clicked softly as she leaned closer. "You mean it is for defense? For reproduction?" "Both." Lucas exhaled, half mortified, half amused. "Let's just say it's definitely not for shooting lasers." The misunderstanding was enough to send a ripple of amusement through the observation deck. Virellan crew members whispered among themselves, and Ilara's normally disciplined composure cracked slightly. "Fascinating," she muttered. "The human anatomy is inefficiently bold." Middle, a clash of worlds. Over the next few days, Lucas was moved from the interrogation cell to the xenobiology lab, where Ilara oversaw his study and gradual integration into the crew. Despite her initial embarrassment, she found herself intrigued by him. Humans, it seemed, were a paradox. Physically weak compared to most galactic species, yet capable of incredible emotional resilience and creativity. He spent hours explaining human biology, psychology, and history to the Virellan scientists, who listened with both fascination and disbelief. "So you reproduce through physical contact?" one of them asked, incredulous. Lucas smirked. "Yeah, we like to keep things personal." Ilara found herself watching him more than she should. There was something disarming about his humor, something that poked through her otherwise icy professionalism. During one late-night debriefing in her private quarters, she asked him, "Why do your kind find humor an embarrassment?" Lucas shrugged. "Because if you can laugh at something, it loses its power over you." Her eyes softened. "That is unexpectedly wise." He grinned. "You'd be surprised what wisdom comes from getting misunderstood about your anatomy by an alien commander." That earned the smallest flicker of a smile from her, something rare enough that her subordinates would have fainted if they saw it. As the days passed, a subtle bond formed between them. He taught her about Earth's oceans, music, and the concept of art, something Virelland considered inefficient. She, in turn, shared the vastness of galactic politics, how a people once enslaved lesser species, and how she quietly opposed such practices. But not everyone aboard Australese Vex approved of this growing connection. Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Seraph, confronted her during a tactical briefing. "Captain, the human is a distraction. He should be transferred to Central Command for interrogation." Ilara's tone was cold. "He is under my protection until we verify his story." "With respect, your protection has grown emotional," Seraph hissed. Ilara turned sharply, her crest flaring, a virulent sign of anger. "What's your tone, Lieutenant? I do not let sentiment compromise command." But deep down, she knew Seraph wasn't entirely wrong. That night, she found Lucas again in the observation dome, gazing out at the nebula. The soft glow painted his features in a strange light, human, fragile, yet defiant against the infinite. "You've been quiet," he said. She hesitated. "Among my people, emotion is seen as weakness, yet you make me question that." Lucas smiled faintly. "Maybe weakness isn't always bad. Sometimes it's what keeps us alive." For the first time in years, Ilara allowed herself to feel something beyond duty. Middle continues. The crisis. The next morning, everything changed. An emergency alarm blared through the corridors. The ship had been intercepted by KRYTH raiders, a brutal scavenger faction infamous for capturing advanced tech and selling crews into slavery. Ilara sprang into action, her command voice sharp and calm. "All hands to battle stations. Shields to maximum. Prepare for evasive maneuvers." Lucas followed her to the bridge, despite her protests. "Lucas, you are civilian. Stay in the lab," she ordered. "I can help. I used to study alien tech interfaces. I can reroute your reactor output manually," he insisted. Against her better judgment, she nodded. "Fine, but stay on comms." The battle raged outside, a storm of plasma bolts and engine trails. The Australese Vex fought valiantly but was heavily outnumbered. Hull integrity dropped to 40%. Then, a KRYTH boarding pod slammed into the ship's side. "Boarders detected." Nexa announced. Ilara drew her sidearm. "Seal the command deck. Seraph, with me. Protect the human." Lucas was in the reactor core when the bulkhead doors burst open. Two towering KRYTH warriors stormed in, massive reptilian brutes with jagged armor. Lucas grabbed the nearest thing he could find, a fusion calibrator rod, long, metallic, and faintly glowing. The KRYTH hesitated, their scanners mistaking it for an energy weapon. One barked, dropped the weapon. "Human." Lucas couldn't help it. The absurdity hit him like a tidal wave. The entire galaxy, it seemed, had a habit of mistaking random bulges and rods for weapons. He grinned despite the danger. "Sorry, guys. Guess that's kinda my thing." And then he swung the rod with all his strength, slamming it into the control conduit. Energy surged through the room, triggering a feedback loop that overloaded the KRYTH armor systems. They convulsed and fell to the floor in smoking heaps. "Captain," Lucas gasped through the comm, "your reactor is stable, but I might have shorted out half your deck." Ilara's voice came through the static. "Stay where you are. I'm coming." She arrived minutes later, her armor scorched, her expression unreadable. When she saw the unconscious raiders and Lucas slumped beside the reactor,